All right, I'm Zeos Pantera, the host of Inner Fetish, and we're here with the Sivga. Sivga, like the headphone Sivga Nightingales. And they're a 14 and a half millimeter planar. And they're slightly pricier than like other planars in this range. Like these are around the $100 range. These are like $279. And I'm not for a $270 planar unless it does something above and beyond what I've heard in like the Z12 or the S12, or I just did the Planar planar, which was like, all right, but how? Straight up how? I'm listening to a song. 1997's Game of the Year was Interstate 76. I had it as a kid. I had, it was vehicles. Cars. It was originally supposed to be a racing simulator, and they're like, fuck that, no one's gonna buy that, so they strapped guns on it and they set it in the 70s. And the soundtrack was done by a band called Bullmark, which had a couple actually famous members in it, and they recorded it specifically on instruments and synths that only existed in the 70s. So even though it was a 90s game, they made it from stuff, so it was only 20 years ago. That's like if you mastered a song that, you know, on the same equipment from 2003. That's not impressive. But it was then, and it is even more so now. So I'm listening to the soundtrack. I've had this soundtrack since I had the game way back in the day. And track 2, because it was the data was track 1, and then everything else was actual CD audio, so you just rip the game CD. Track 2 has got like it's funk music. And there's like this synth harp, I guess. I don't even know what I'd call it. Where it's like, like letting it ring out. I've never, since the dawn of humanity and me giving a shit about music, have I heard the sounds that's making do what it's doing so well. That's it. Start the review. What the fuck is this, Sivga? You're freaking me out. Because initially, when I put the IEMs on, I'm like, all right, wow, these sound a lot like a Sivga headphone. Sivga's got a sound. If you know, I got the Sivga Phoenix up there. We've got, I think that's the original Sivga planar headphone there. I don't remember the names of them, honestly. And then if you know anything about Sivga, they're kind of like Blonde, like the Woogas of Blondes are sort of like the same category. And then we got the big son of a bitch, which there. What the fuck are you? That's a Sendi Sivga, Blonde. They're all sort of like the same house. So there's a sound that I know. And this is doing that with an IEM. This like warm wooden tone. And these actually do have wood on the outside of them, but I don't think it's affecting the I hope if it's affecting it, wow. Oh wait. I'm going back to that exact thing. It's like it's what it sounds like. It's an electric guitar going bing, and it's just, but it's happening behind. Like it's completely separating the sounds in the song from being just music to these individualized instruments. I gotta shuffle some more. It's just all right. So how does this IEM sound, Zeos? Besides you having a freak out, well, I've tried multiple different amplifiers. I got the Atom 2, which is what I was originally starting on. Then I went to the Rebel amp, but I realized I'm double preamping like this, so I don't want to trust that as like, this is what it sounds like, unless you have $1,500 in Class A amplifiers all stacked together. So I went this $700 Class A amplifier with the own S17. And it's just, these make their price up. A Roger Rabbit soundtrack. Acme Factory. Like the really creepy, big orchestral thing. And it's perfect. It's exaggeratory. See, perfect means it's doing its job. You know, a car, you start it, you back it out of your driveway, it goes to work, it parks, it goes into reverse, the rear view camera works, you shut it off, the headlights, the blinkers all worked. A car is perfect if it does that. I don't want to hear perfect. I want to hear exceptional. This is doing an exceptional job. It backs out of your driveway, but also somehow makes flowers grow as you're doing it. This is doing something with the production of sound. I did a Sivga like earbud not too long ago because I keep trying to sell in the fucking yard sale. I kept not getting sold in the yard sale, and eventually I just bundled it up with something else because it was just earbuds, the ones that hang on there. There's no seal. It's the best you could do. This is something else. There's like this veil over the sound, but not like, oh, bad veil. It's like velvet. It's like it's wrapping every note in velvet. Fuego from the Dexter soundtrack. I have a lot of soundtracks because you know why? People are paid to put them together. They don't have to worry about after release sales. So I do an extensively good job creating it instead of just like what will sell because it's sold already. The fucking producers are buying it. You think Hans Zimmer has to wait for Blade Runner 2049 to come out before he can cash in the fucking checks for the Blade Runner soundtrack? Hell no. He drives his new Bugatti to the premiere with the paycheck. That's why soundtracks are superior. This is one of the strangest presentations of sound I've ever heard. It sounds all-encompassing. It sounds huge. It sounds soft. It sounds warm. It sounds woody. It sounds fucking unique. Can't ask for a better thing to review on Z Reviews. I'm going to switch back to the foams. I've got the stock tips are actually really well presented in this little case. You've got some slightly denser, and then these are slightly not as dense. Obviously, Sivga makes them. I don't think these are branded anywhere, and those are the two tips that came with it. You get a like hard fabric covered case, which is unique in the space. I haven't seen like that's pretty rugged. The wire it's just a fucking Sivga headphone cable. It's literally with the spring and everything. It's just a Sivga headphone 4.4. Which I'm glad it's a 4.4 because if you're going to charge $280 for a fucking IEM, you better give me a 4.4. It's got a 4-wire weave, which is not a smooth, silky thing, but kind of like a rubberized thing. It's not bad. Like, I don't think it's going to have any problems. Then you have the exact same split as you do on Sivga headphones with a little slider up to 2. And here's the wood. Here's the wood. And they're teardrop shaped, but actually like a teardrop. Usually an IM is bigger on top for whatever reason. And these are 2-wire. It's a shielded 2-wire. You could use, if you want to use a different cable than a standard 2-pin, if you want to use my collaboration cables, also both work. But the actual thing itself has a shielded 2-pin so that you could slide it over there. And it plugs into the narrow end on the top, which is that. Then if you look, if I peel this back, well, I'm peeling the tip off anyway. I take the tips off. You can see there's like, it kind of looks like a Spirit Torino logo in there that they're using for the exhaust. And it's just, so here's your wood. You see your wood? This is wood. Wood and chrome and black. We're gonna go straight fucking to these. Slightly large nozzle, but nothing like, they're not Project Red large nozzles. I would give you that warning. But interesting shape. Like, usually you don't see the egg shape where the fat part's on the bottom. Usually it's always like that would be the IM. So it's this way. And it fits super comfortably. It's like, hey, you know what? That makes perfect fucking sense. Why do we do that? I just want to see how much bass boost we can get. What if my ears are changing size? Because my left ear now feels like it always wants a larger tip than medium. It used to be medium and large. I might need to go large and large, which would actually simplify things a great deal. Get it to mount. There we go. Okay. What am I plugging into? Let's plug back into the Atom. And get that straightened out. Planetus, again, anime soundtrack. Does it sound any different is the question. Because all right, so you want to know what these did to me? I'll tell you a little story, which happened like 20 minutes ago, which was about 8 minutes before this video started. I got emotional immediately from a song. Like, I didn't even know what song it was. I knew it was from Arcane, and I don't remember the scene it was. I didn't know the name of it. I just heard the sound, And I started getting choked up. There's where you know you're ever good IEM. When Zio starts coming to tears. This isn't even this Deadmau5 Suburbia Where's the Drop version. Have no emotional attachment to this song at all. I want to cry. It weighs on. The music is weighing on me heavily. They're a little bit hard to drive. I'll say that. We're at 29 on this, where I'm usually in the teens. This, at low gain, is at 1 o'clock. And I'm past noon to listen on the fucking thing. That's a hard to drive IEM. Did the tips change? I don't think the chips change the sound. They just, it's more quieter. These are pure emotion. Fuck. I want to stop recording, listen to the rest of this song for 4 minutes, cry, take a deep breath, have a glass of water, come back and continue. But I'm not going to, because that sounds like more work than I want it to be. Surfing Bird from the Trashmen. Bird, 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 bird of the word, bird, bird, bird. I don't find that much emotion in Trashman's Surfing Bird, but oh my god, the static sound, like the vinyl static of this Cake song. Motorcade of Generosity is the album. You Part the Waters. This, whatever this is doing, this is what I want every vinyl record I put on. Because I went to a store that was closing in Pennsylvania it's been open for like hundreds of years, thousands of years. And they were closing, and I've never been there before. And my friend's like, oh man, I'm going to be so sad. No, I went there, and I bought $250 in vinyl. I don't listen to vinyl that often, but I bought it because there's this innate hope that when I put on something, I bought Daft Punk's, I bought the Tron Legacy OST on vinyl. And there's this innate hope that when I put it on and the needle's right, and the preamp is set properly on the right speakers, that this is the sort of sound I'll get. Like, I want to have more emotion in the music because it's on a shittier vinyl format with a spinny thing and physicality, whatever the fuck. And it doesn't happen all the time. I'm usually just aggravated. It's like, oh, it's fucking, the bias is left, and I can hear that pop is happening every fucking day. I gotta fucking put the magic tone on to remove that. These are fucking remarkable IEMs. I don't think they're the most detailed. I don't think they have the best low end. I don't think they have the most soundstage. Whatever they're doing, if it even is measurable, these probably measure weird as fuck. They're tuned in a way that makes every song sound like the saddest, or yeah, you know what? I'm going to stick with that. Sound like the saddest version of that song. Oh, I love this song. It's a song when my mother brought me home from the hospital. You'll cry. You will fucking cry. I don't understand how to paraphrase this in any other methodology. These are dumb. These do dumb things with dumb. Take this to your therapist. If you need to ugly cry every once in a while and you can't do it, Nightingale. I picked the wallpaper. It's got night. Picked the desk mat. It's kind of night-ish. Fucking amazing. All right, Sivga, you won. You won this round. You fucking won. I will happily promote your Sivga fucking Nightingale with the weird egg shape and the wood backs and the silver trim. I don't actually like really the way they look. They're kind of like, the wood isn't like spectacular, and the silver trim kind of makes it look cheap. I don't care. These, you know what? I would take the wire off and put my collab wire on it, but I think I like the way this turns and goes way up over it. I feel like that's going to do a little more good. Because if I put the straight wire on, it would bend like this, and that's not a normal shape. I'm very, very rarely lost for words. Because I'm Zeus, and I talk about fucking anything. Hey, which way you put the toilet paper? Under, obviously. And then I have a 6-hour argument for under. I should have found a picture of a girl crying. It would have been better. Anyway, I'm done. Please, don't deny these their spot in the... Someone else buy them. Someone else who has bought them. Comment, please. Tell me if you're hearing what I'm hearing. Is everything just like... Just emotionally wrapped up in like a burrito? A burrito of emotion? Where you just get this like, I'm getting hit by these sounds, but it's such a... It's not bad. Like... Ultimately, the goal of music, like I said with vinyl, is to make your emotions attached to the music. And this is like my third, second one today. I did 4 IEM reviews yesterday. And there were some good ones in there. I was real excited. I didn't cry. I cried once. But it was like, this is specific. This makes me want to cry with every fucking song. You dumb Nightingales. And you don't have to worry about the tips. Apparently, any tips work. I might even switch to these and see what they do. But yeah, I'm going to end this review. Wallpaper in the Wallpaper Horde. Mouse pad linked in the description. Links to these. And thank you for supporting me on Patreon and Subscribestar, where you can see all IEM reviews. If you're seeing this review publicly, hello. There's like 15 or more reviews privately on Patreon and Subscribestar. However, they are available for free. Because when I release them in a cluster, I set that post to free. So if you can't get enough of me on the In Your Fetish channel, and since I have so many to do, I am releasing finished reviews for free on Patreon or Subscribestar. So go check out the links to those and you'll see them. Anyway, I'm done. I was going to, I got to give myself a break. But take a break. I'm going to take a break. You're going to take a break? Cool. I'm cool. You're cool. We're cool. We're not crying. You're crying. I'm not. Yeah. $1,000 effect audio cable, just in case. Tool.